Hello, Spinner94 here, and welcome to another Pokemon battle. Sorry for no stream at the weekend, but I was away with the FC family getting really drunk, for lack of a better word. So let's have a look at this battle here. We've got some quite interesting players in this one, as you've seen by the thumbnail. Caleb's rocking some pretty strong Pokemon, Hunter's rocking quite a few dragons here. Callie's rocking some really interesting stuff. The Ferret, the Delphox, it's awesome to see. So let's see how it all pans out. So we're going to jump straight into this one here. Hunter and Caleb are going to issue a challenge with us, and I'm going to lead out with Steel Wheel here, and Kylie is going to lead out with Ferret here. So looking at Steel Wheel here, I'm thinking I'm pretty confident in the lead here until I see Parema come out here in a modest 6 IV Ditto. So maybe not the greatest start. So I decide, obviously I'm not going to stick around with that water type being on, because one Hydro Pump is going to basically take me out of existence. But Caleb does decide to withdraw his Ditto here. Surprised not an Imposter Ditto, but I think Caleb just had most of his game reset, so that's unfortunate. So I'm going to switch out, I'm going to go into Hugs and Tugs here, and it's not the best seeing an Aegislash. I know I can live one Sacred Sword, but not too many of them, as the Ferret actually does manage to get a free coil off, which I do find interesting. So it's going to get all the boosts it needs, and Ice Beam is going to connect on me here, and it's going to do neutral damage, so maybe semi-predicting the switch or something like that, but it's not going to do a lot to me because I am a Therathorn, and anyone who's played OU in recent years will know how bulky this thing is. So a turn is going to connect on Parame here. Doesn't kill it, which is unfortunate, as Hydro Pump is going to connect on the Ferret, and it's going to kill it. Maybe want to chuck a life, not a life ball, but Focus Sash on that thing. That's what I personally recommend. So Swords Dance is going to start setting up here, and that's starting to look intimidating, as I'm going to go for a Leech Slade just in case it wanted to go with King Shield or anything like that. So sorry if my voice is not the most clear here, I am quite hungover for lack of a better word. So I'm going to get some Leech Seed recovery, which is awesome here, and I'm basically going to be back up to full once all that is done and dusted. So I'm looking in here, and I'm seeing a Lilligant come in here. So obviously with Lilligant hanging next to us, I'm thinking, okay, I may have some kind of support set next to us, but it is going to go straight for a Giga Drain here, and that is going to basically put this thing out of the game, which is good because I don't want that thing destroying my anymore. So Swords Dance is going to start setting up here. A little bit of greed, I must admit, but on the other hand, it is now with plus 4, and there's not a lot of things on the board that can really hurt it, so that is getting scary, as I'm going to get some more Leeches recovery here. And obviously with lefties as well, I'm going to be quite hard to kill. So Garchamp's going to income here, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to have to go for a Protect, because if you're bringing in a Garchomp or a Ferrothorn, you might have Fire Fang or something like that. So I'm going to go straight for the Protect here. Atlantic is going to go for the Sleep Powder and put out this Aegislash for a couple of turns, so thank God for that, because if it starts setting up anymore, I would have been quite worried. Sandstorm is going to connect in here to Q-Judge Sandstorm now, but it's interesting to see Sandstorm for a Garchomp, so not a rough skin one. Oh, what's its second ability? I want to say Sand Veil or the Sand Rush, maybe? I know it gets something when it's in the sand, which is pretty interesting. So I'm going to get some Leeches recovery here. I'm slowly going to kill this Aegislash slowly but surely. Aslanugin is going to go for a Quiver Dance here. Risky play considering a Garchomp right next to us on the field there, but I don't think this thing is going to go for EQ with an Aegislash next to it. So it is going to go for a Sand Tomb on me, which is quite an interesting little set. So this is like a support Garchomp, maybe? I wonder what other moves it has. Maybe Rest, Sleep Talk, something like that. So I'm going to go for some Leeches on this Garchomp as well. And judging by the damage it does there, I'm going to be able to recover way more damage than anything is going to be able to put out. So that is great for me. So the battle's going to get a bit stally here while I get my Leeches recovery and all my leftovers recovery slowly but surely. So I'm going to ask a question of the day in the video. What is your favourite normal type? I'm pretty sure you can guess mine here, but there's some interesting normal types out there. Normal type's one of the more interesting ones just because not super effective against anything, but gaining access to a huge move pool, which certainly makes up for it. So Sandtomb is going to absolutely bloody hell. It looks like it's wrecking Ferrothorn there, but doing very little damage because it's just like sending us up in the air and that. It's a nice little animation that. So my partner is going to go for a second Quiver Dance here. That is +2. That is probably going to be able to do quite a chunk to the Garchomp here, as Dragon Claw is going to go on this thing. Doesn't kill, thank God, but that does a ton anyway, as this Aegislash is finally going to wake up and get its final Sword Dance off. So, not the best, as I'm going to go for a Gyro Ball here and do a nice chunk with the Garchomp here. So I'm thinking, okay, this thing is definitely going to attack, but maybe it's going to go for a Shadow Sneak on the Lilligant here, considering it's a +2. It's going to go for the Sacred Sword on me. So, thinking about this on stream, I'm having to have a double thing, so I decide, you know what, I'm going to just sod it. I'm going to go for the Garchomp here and maybe try to kill it off. I do at least a sizable chunk of damage to it. So after Sandstorm and all the Leeches damage is going to kick in, so I decide to go for it. So the first thing in the mind games here, fortunately this thing does not go for a Shadow Sneak, so I know a Sacred Sword is definitely going to income on me. I thought Lilligan does manage to take out the Garchomp here. That's that Garchomp down and out, so another threat is out the way. As Stance Change is going to kick in, and that is definitely a Sacred Sword on me at this point, so +6, not living that. Ferrothorn's bulky, not +6 Aegis/bulky. As 9 Barbs is going to take this thing down to half. At least we got rid of the Citrus Berry before, so down goes the Ferrothorn. So a little bit of Sandstorm damage here. There's that can affect the Aegislash as well. No, it does not. So Goodra is going to jump in here, as also Steel Wheel is going to kick in here. Because I figured, you know what, I can at least do some damage to this thing. I can't do a EQ because I don't want to hurt my partner, but I can certainly do a knockoff. So there's the Shadow Sneak, what I predicted before. So Caleb is working his way around me at this point, as Muddy Water luckily does avoid me as I go for a knockoff. Killing off the Aegislash, I don't know how I feel about Muddy Water on Goodra, honestly. I like moves that are always going to guarantee to hit, especially on Goodra. That's why I run a max health, special attack, and assault vest one. So, incoming Delphox here, mod 6 IV Ditto. I'm not too worried about the Ditto at the moment, since I know it has to transform, so I'm going to take my time to try and hit this Goodra a little bit. So, Light Screen is an interesting thing to see from Delphox. I often forget it gets access to that, as it's going to be quite bulky on our side of the field in special defense, which is definitely what Steel Wheel needs. So, incoming Z move from the Goodra here, and it does decide to go for the water one. So non-stab, but it is going to hurt pretty much Delphox quite a bit, or at least that's what I thought. So after the Z move kicks in here, Hydro Vortex does look pretty sweet. It only does about a third damage to it, so that Light Screen making a hell of a difference. And the berry, wow, that made sure Delphox lived. That was certainly the right kind of berry on there. I don't know how I feel about these certain berries that only have certain weaknesses, but you know what, that certainly came in there to reduce those damages. So Shadow Ball is going to connect here as being the faster one, obviously this thing being modest, so I'm gathering this thing is timid. So there's a nice little chunk there, takes its special defense down, so I know I'm going to certainly be able to get it now. So Shadow Ball is going to connect back, but thanks to Light Screen, it's going to do its job and save it. As Muddy Walker is going to connect again, and thanks to Light Screen yet again, is going to save. So we're seeing some quite interesting mind games. We're seeing some quite interesting plays from Light Screen, if anything else as well. So God, if Light Screen's doing this much of lower reveal, God, I can see why everybody's running that now. I really need to start running screens onto teams. Something maybe think on the next doubles team I've put together, which is probably going to be a thing after Japan. So in comes Dragonite here, so don't have Ice Shard on this Steel Wheel, I believe. This is a more defensive set one with EQ, Knockoff, Poison Jab, and Raw instead of an offensive one with like Ice Shard, Earthquake, and that kind of stuff. So Delphox is definitely going to nick its leftovers here, which is unfortunate for me because I was going to do some knockoff damage here, but at least it gets rid of the multi-skill. So at a +1 attack and speed, this Dragonite is certainly deadly here, as Muddy Water is finally going to finish off Delphox here, and unfortunately I am left on my bill, which is not great because I'm not going to be able to outspeed any of these. So I go for a knockoff again. There's a nice little chunk of the Dragonite, putting it in the yellow at least, so if I do have something with priority, I could do a little bit of damage to it. But unfortunately now it's time to get targeted down. Dragon Claw is going to connect. I do manage to live a +1 from a Dragonite, which I'm pretty happy about. But with the Light Screen buggering off a Dragon Pulse from a Goodra, I'm definitely going to go down to that. So I'm down to my last mon here, which is my boy here. So I bring out Gomez here, which is not looking great. But some interesting things happen now. This is where the mind games start kicking in. So first impressions is going to hit, and that does a ton to Goodra, killing it off. I mean, I know first impressions is strong, but that is ridiculous. So Hurricane is going to go for here, but thanks to Assault Vest and the Light Screen still sticking around, that is not going to do the best. So it's weird here. It's like just because it's super effective doesn't mean it's necessarily the best course of action, because Hurricane being a special move, I know it might be one of the few stab moves Dragonite gets, but I would have been wrecked by a Dragon Claw about now. So he makes a good play here. He predicts the Sucker Punch again and goes for the Roost here, so I'm kind of stuck in, so I don't want to Sucker Punch again just in case he goes for it. Hurricane luckily misses me here, and I go for a Liquidation here, because I'm just praying for the special defense drop here. Not very effective, not the best, so a Hurricane is going to miss again. That's twice in a row. I know it's 70%, but I never like these moves because it always seems 50-50, and here's an argument against it now. So seeing it in the red there, I think, you know what, he's going to go for a Roost again. I'm going to try to predict my way around it. So the Root is going to kick in, but I'm going to go for another Liquidation. I'm just praying for these defense drops at this point. So that does a chunk there. But after seeing that down, to think, is he going to go for another Hurricane? So I decide to go for a Sucker Punch here, take this thing in the red, as Hurricane is going to miss yet again, which is just so unfortunate. That's 3 in a row. So I knew he's going to go for a Roost at this point, favouring the Sucker Punch. So I think, you know what, I'm going to have to get some recovery here, just in case he does decide to ever go for the Dragon Claw again. So I go for the Leech Seed here. That, not the Leech Seed, Leech Life here, and that really puts me in the good amount of health now. And maybe I can live a Dragon Claw, maybe one, maybe not, because it is a Dragonite. So Hurricane is going to connect on me again, as I do go for a Leech Life again. I'm really glad I went for that Leech Life, or I probably would have went down to that one. So not very effective, but effective enough to kill off this Dragonite. So the mind games at the end was certainly real. So quite a decent match there. I was quite happy with that one. If he killed the Dragon Claw, could have been a different story, but hey ho, you've got, just because it says super effective on your pad, it doesn't mean you always want to press it. So that is the battle, guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and I hope you all have fun in the next one. Fur Cruthin family is best family. See if you can spot the Spindra among these pictures.